Hello everybody and welcome back to Hearts of Iron, where we are getting very close to being fully bought up in Europe. And we're making good progress in South America as well. Australia actually almost is. We just need this area up over here, but last I knew, that was on cooldown. So we're really close to getting everything purchased that we can. For the time being, the question is, do we want to do any coring? And I think for the moment, the answer is actually no. I think we're just going to continue to do hostile takeovers for right now. So let's see if we can buy Amazon. We got it. Fantastic. A Soviet operative? I guess technically the Soviet Union does still exist. They are only in Moscow at this point. So there is that. Didn't we already buy Amazon from Brazil? They sold it to us, but they weren't willing to sell us this Amazon, apparently. Okay, well, that's absolutely fine. We'll just continue to buy up more of South America here. And that's going absolutely great. Okay, unwilling to part with some of that land, but the majority of those we got. So that is, of course, fantastic. Let's see what we need to do infrastructure-wise. There's actually quite a lot of structures here that need to get built. I don't think... Oh, these are impassable? Okay. I don't think we got anything... Oh, we did get this up over here. Right, we conquered that. So that all looks good then. The next question is, where are we in terms of anti-air? So we don't need anything there. These are, of course, impassable, so we'll just need to build through here. We're going to need some coastal forts. Well, not many, apparently. But there we go. That seems absolutely fine. Are we currently justifying on anyone? I actually don't know if we are or not. I guess we'll find out here in a moment. I may have been... we should be justifying. Yeah, we'll find that out here in a moment as soon as we're done going through all of this. So that'll be absolutely fine. Now, I just want to finish up all of these first. Okay, we're definitely experiencing some lag, but I mean, it's late game in Hearts of Iron. That's not necessarily surprising. So I always think that this is an extra little area down here, but no, that's still part of Outback and it's inaccessible. Okay, so we just need to get all of this concluded there. Now we can check to see, are we justifying on anyone? If we are, it's going to be up here. Are we justifying on them? Yes. Okay, well, there we go. The pop-up just popped up. So, sounds good. Oh, look, the war in Chile is still happening. Where, though? Hang on. Where are they? This is all that exists of Chile. Where are these socialists at? Okay. I have questions. I don't entirely know how this is working. Let's see if we can find them here. Oh. Okay, they're out here at this point. Well, I wish them luck with that endeavor. That's gonna be fun for them, I'm sure. So at this point, we're very close to being able to attack up over here, but of course, we've got more things to buy, and we would be delighted to get all of this. We can at least work through some of this, so we can see about buying more of the Amazon from Brazil. And yeah, all of these are called Amazon. That's interesting. Brazil is giving us a lot of them. And that's fantastic. A lot of this is just impassable territory, and I don't think we can do anything with it. Okay, so Brazil is just giving us all of that. Unwilling to part with that. That wasn't actually wasteland over there, so fair enough. Next up would be here, and we got that. Okay, perfect. So that was once again... No, get out of here. That was once again a lot of territory out over here, but I expect all of this to be impassable. Yeah, that's all impassable there. So the only location that is actually useful is here, but that's fine. We need to get this eventually anyway, right? So we're going to get some coastal forts going there. And then we'll, of course, need to get our civilian factories in. So there we go. Okay, what do we have down over here? Well, there are a few locations in Africa and in India. Not much in Asia, though, really. Eventually, this autosave will end. There we go. Okay. What about in North America? Yeah, that did not cost us many factories. Probably because that was all wasteland, right? So, hi, console. So that's all absolutely wonderful. And I just want to come in here and, oh, North Queensland is available again. So this is the final purchase in Australia. We cannot purchase anything else here, although we can, at this point, start conquering some of these, but I suspect that they're both part of the Allies. So for the time being, that's probably not very useful. Okay, so we got that. That's perfect. Let's double check here. Yeah, they're part of the Allies. So at this moment, that's not going to really be a thing. The Allies are going to be interesting. They have so many little places. Okay, so our justification for up here is finished. I want to immediately attack this, and I just realized it is indeed finish. There's a bit of a pun to the ad there for sure. Okay, so do we want to annex or do we want to conquer? That's interesting. What's the difference? I guess we'll go for Actually, I don't know what the difference here is, to be honest. The tooltip isn't very helpful. We'll make selected states cheaper to pick at the peace conference, or we'll make annexation cheaper to pick at the peace conference. I guess we want to annex them, like, in full. They only have the one state, so I'm not sure if there's even a difference here. But let's go ahead and declare this, and we will immediately begin attacking them. I don't know what our supply situation here is. It doesn't look too bad. We can motorize this, and it should be absolutely fine in theory. I just want to make sure that we have a route that is fully upgraded to our capital, and it looks like we mostly do. This is, of course, a sea route here. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade... Let's see, that goes up to here. So I'm going to go ahead and upgrade it to here, and then let's make sure that this is upgraded here, and then all the way up to this supply hub. Just something like that. So that'll be absolutely fine, and we'll see how difficult it is for us to conquer them. It shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, this is going quite well. Okay, so that's all absolutely understood. Did we finish up building our civilian factories? No, we did not. So let's go ahead and get those completed. What else do we need here? There's a little spot down over here. Excellent. Nothing in Australia. That looks like it's probably all of it or very close to it. So that looks good enough. Seems good. I do want to see about purchasing more of Brazil. Unwilling to part with some of that land. Okay, fair enough. And we should probably start another justification. I'm thinking the Norwegian People's Republic up over here. We'll need a little bit more political power to actually justify this because we don't have the 20... Oh, this is only going to cost us 20. If we did both, it would cost us 24. Interesting. We'll get started on that. Yeah, they do technically have multiple states here. So that seems absolutely fine in theory. At least I'm pretty sure they have multiple states. This is all part of Finnmark. Okay. Well, that's absolutely fine. We'll come back to it. So, for now, we are, of course, working on crushing these guys a little bit, and we also need to see about doing some construction down over here. So, I want to check in on infrastructure. Yeah, we can definitely get some infrastructure built there. And anti-air. This is all impassable, and it's going to annoy me to no end. Okay, we're going to get all of this built up. Absolutely fine. And then, of course, civilian factories. So, nothing in North America. There is a decent number of them in Europe, though. Okay. And then down in Africa, there is nothing at all. Nothing in Australia. And, surprisingly, nothing in Asia. So, that's pretty much everything. Okay. Well, as we can see, we are definitely pushing back the Finns here, and they've already capitulated. Excellent. So we're going to take all of their territory. This is apparently going to drop world tension. That's kind of remarkable. Okay. I don't know why that's going to happen. World tension is still at 100%. Kingdom of Poland is at 73.8%. We've generated 50%. So that's absolutely fine. So next up, of course, we're going to need to move some units up over this way. We've got these guys here. It's these that I want to move. Right. So we're going to take these guys and just position them right up over here. There might be a second state here somewhere, but I don't know where. Okay, so they're up over this way. That looks good. And then we need to make sure that our tanks up here are set to have an offensive line, which is basically just going to be going to the sea here. Why is this red? Apparently we can't do this. We can. Oh, I only had the 2 selected, and so it was telling us that there's too much of a front for those. That's absolutely fine. I don't actually care about that. We're just mostly going to do this. So that's okay for now. We'll get that started, but of course, we're not able to actually launch that yet. So that is absolutely understood. The next question is, what are the supplies up here going to look like? They're going to be kind of grim. We can motorize some supplies from down here, but I'm just going to put up a hub here and here. And then we'll run a rail line about like this. Yeah, that'll do. And then that connects to that main trunk line there, so that looks good. And then we can just have that come up over here. Okay, so we'll get that underway. That'll be probably pretty close to done by the time we get that justification finished, but I don't think it'll be quite complete. So that is absolutely fine. Okay, so do we need to build anything up over here? We should probably check in on that. No, we do actually need some infrastructure here. There we go. And then anti-air. And we'll, of course, need coastal forts out over here. Perfect. So that seems fine. Note how we don't have our maximum number of factories in use at this moment. So that is, of course, a wee bit of a problem. We can just come down over here and queue stuff up for a while we're building up political power. That'll be fine. So we can just do this for a little bit. We will eventually run out of things to build, and that's absolutely understood. So let's just get that all completed there. We now have all of our factories working, so that's something, but I want to keep doing this for a little while here. We can make our way down through here. If we get attacked over here and get pushed out of these areas because we're not in position to defend them, this is going to make reconquering them really annoying, for the record. But sure, it's fine. I'm sure it'll be okay. Autosave is occurring. There we go. And let's just head on down through here. Cool. So we'll just get a bunch of this queued up for now. This didn't get queued up. I did click on it, but it did not get queued. Okay. There, we'll call that good for now. Let's actually grab these as well, as long as we're doing this. Not that they'll do anything. Well, especially this one. We can work on some of these islands, but it's completely and totally pointless to build land forts here. This is just something for our factories to do, right? So that's absolutely fine. At this moment, I do certainly want to come in here and continue to do some hostile takeovers. So we can try to buy more from Brazil. They said no. And now we can try to buy up a little bit more of France. Okay. So France is very small at this point. They're not completely done, but they're very, very, very small. At this point, the Communist States of America is going to sell us a little bit more of Spain. Sounds fantastic. And this is from Revolutionary Peru. They're unwilling to part with their land. Fair enough. We're making very, very good progress through our last little areas of holdout here. Okay, we haven't managed to get any major inroads into Sweden yet. Let's see if we can do that. Excellent. So that's going to unlock us a couple of additional areas here, which will, of course, be a very, very big deal. We're going to run out of places to buy soon enough, but let's buy this one or not. I guess that's fine. So infrastructure not needed up over here, and down this direction, I think all of this is impassable. The United Mexican States declared war on the Mexican Socialist Republic. Okay, well that's exciting. Looks like there's no real need for infrastructure construction at this moment, or anti-air construction, although anti-air is needed up here. Coastal forts will absolutely be a thing. Oh, look at that. We missed a spot. Okay, so that looks good. We'll get some coastal forts in there, and up over here. I didn't realize we had actually made it to the Pacific over here. That's neat. That is very, very neat. So, With that in mind, we are, of course, going to build more civilian factories. I don't really care about this Mexican war that's going on right now. It's fairly irrelevant. So that seems absolutely fine. Was that Chile that was annexed, or the Chilean Socialist Republic? The Chilean Socialist Republic, okay. So that war will continue to recur over and over again, presumably. We'll just continue to get some buildings here. Surely they had the infrastructure in France, right? They did, but they didn't have all of the anti-air out over here. Okay, so we'll get that built up. That seems fine. We are indeed questioning Norwegian sovereignty because they need to be purchased. Purchased through blood in this particular case, but purchased nonetheless. Everything is a currency to the East India Company, right? Probably. That's probably how that works. So we're just going to finish up building these last few factories through here. Everything is looking great. There we go. Nothing to be done in Australia. Okay. So that looks good for the time being. We can go back to more purchases. So, Galicia from American Spain. What do we got? No. Suriname? That'll be down over here. We got that one. Fantastic. British Guiana. Done. And Pernambuco. Yeah, we're continuing to get more territory from Brazil, so that seems great. One more day tick and we can do one more. So let's just wait that out. Excellent. So that's absolutely fantastic. Did we get any European territory out of that? I don't think we did that round. So we're just going to... I did not put that at the top of the queue. I want it at the top. Maybe I did put it at the top of the queue. No, it's here. Hang on, we're in infrastructure. I was thinking we were in civilian factories for some reason. We're not in civilian factories. Okay, so we only needed the infrastructure in a couple of locations there. And anti-air will go in a couple of locations. We're going to need a decent amount of coastal fort, though. So that's going to go right along here. Excellent. And we need some up over here, too. Do we need any in Spain? Yes, we do. Perfect. I thought that might be the case. So we'll just get this through here. Wonderful. Ooh, there's a spot here that I missed. There we go. Perfect. Now, of course, it will be for the civilian factories. We'll need to get those completed. We should be getting pretty close to getting our justification done, which will, of course, be great. Hey, look! Chile declared war on the Chilean Socialist Republic. Isn't that backwards from how that was? Interesting. Well, that'll keep going for a while, anyway. I believe Chile is part of the Allies, so we eventually will likely take them over, but that'll be a little bit yet. Not very far, to be honest. We're going to have to start planning our war against the Allies pretty soon. The Oceanian Federation. Chile joined that, with the United Mexican States. Oh, this is... the mainland this time is the Chilean Socialist Republic. And this is Chile. They swapped positions. Well, okay then. That's weird. I don't really know what to say about that other than the strange decisions happening in Chile. But that's been happening this whole game, right? They've been doing very strange things. So at this point, we can see about buying up more of Portugal. Let's see what we've got going on there. Excellent. We're going to run out of places to buy in Europe pretty soon. There's really not that much more for us to purchase. That was, in fact, our last purchase from France, I believe, because all they've got left is Paris. So that seems good. We can see about getting Minas Gerais from Brazil. And we got it. And Rio de Janeiro. They're not willing to give us Rio de Janeiro. Fair enough. What else do we have? Unwilling to part. Okay. We're now starting to crack into Venezuela if we can, but they're not very happy about it. Gibraltar? From the French Commune. Oh, right, Gibraltar. Right down over here. I was thinking Galapagos for some reason, and I was very confused, and I'm like, okay, this is not how one geographies. Excellent. So Gibraltar is now taken over. Perfect. That, of course, is very good for us to control the Straits of Gibraltar. So that's absolutely excellent. And now we can try to buy up more of Sweden. We got it. Fantastic. Okay, so let's see what we need to do for infrastructure. Looks like there's not a lot needing to be done up here, but there we do. Cool. And some of these territories in South America would need some additional work, but not a whole lot, to be honest. So not too much going on there. We can definitely get some infrastructure done here, and we're absolutely going to need to make some coastal forts. So that's absolutely fine. We'll get those queued on up. And you'll notice we're not currently utilizing all of our factories again. It's fine, I guess. I'm just feeling kind of lazy about it right now. They'll get over it. So that's fine. We'll build a couple of civilian factories out over here. And that will get some of our civilian factories going again, to be clear. But I'm not going to queue up a bunch of land forts right now. Maybe I'll do that between episodes. We'll see how lazy I feel. Autosave is occurring. And that justification should be done very soon, right? We'll check in on it after we're done queuing these up. Anything down in Africa? That is a negative. Okay, we should be good. So let's check in on this. How are we doing? It was going to be 124 days. And it is... Actually, it's 120 days. 5 days away. Excellent. So that is all looking good. And they might actually have 2 states. I don't know where. Is this it? Oh, they have a state down here. Okay. I'm going to have these guys plan a naval invasion from here to here. Just like that. 6 divisions. And then we're going to grab one of our navies, which we currently have most of our navies still around over here. I'm just going to tell them to forget doing this. There we go. But then I'm going to have this navy come up over here and be on naval invasion support and just make your way up to the eastern North Sea. It's going to take them longer than 5 days to get there. That's understood. This invasion is going to take a little while to prepare as well. 31 days, but it's going to take them some time to make their way over. So I don't even know where they are right now. Ah. Yeah. That's going to take them a bit. So that's absolutely fine. They'll make their way up there. We'll just have this underway soon enough. We'll just not order that yet. For now, we can go ahead and launch this war up over this way, so we can declare this a conquer war goal, and the Socialist Republic of Livonia is guaranteeing them. That's these guys, right? Yeah, they're part of the Allies, right? Yeah. I wish I had noticed that a day before. So this is a no-go then. At least as of right now. We're currently being blocked from attacking here. Because I don't want to fight the Allies yet. Yeah, we would absolutely beat the Allies. There's no doubt about it. But I don't want to beat them yet. I want to finish up these hostile takeovers first. So I think we're going to have to delay that. We're going to have to put that on hold, and that's okay. I mean, I'm not going to go through and conquer all of these little one provinces before the end of the series. There's very little point in doing that, right? So it's fine. It's fine. We'll just hold off on this. We'll finish up our purchases, and we'll probably call it a series. But for, well, no, I do want to fight the Allies. I do want to fight the Allies, just not yet. So we'll finish up our purchases, then we'll fight the Allies, then we'll call it a series at that point. That's the plan. It is time to put a cut in here, though, for now, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we will continue to purchase, and we're going to be very sad about this going away and costing us political power. It's going to be very sad indeed. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge, STL, Rornaz, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.